My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Galadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on with what may well be, I'm not sure yet because I haven't started recording it, the final episode of Khazad-dûm. Possibly not, it might take longer. Now, of course, before we begin, I want to just first of all talk about this. Now, I did actually take a screenshot of this at 10 o'clock yesterday evening. I'm recording this on Monday. You're watching it on Tuesday. I took a snapshot of this at 10 o'clock on yesterday evening, like I said I would do in yesterday's video. But I've not bothered to show that because Rune are still winning anyway. But when I took the snapshot yesterday, Rune were winning by, I think, around 20 votes, something like that. And they're still winning by around that much, about 30 now. Now, I know many of you would call for this vote to go again, but I'm not going to do that. In the same way that we've not recast the Bree vote, we're going to just take Rune, which I'm very pleased with. Very pleased with. I wanted to play as Rune more than Isengard. Way more than Isengard. I was very concerned with crossover with Bree. I did think that might be a thing, and I was a little foolish for not thinking of removing Isengard anyway. But then if I'd removed Isengard, Rune would have won drop of a hat. So, Rune 1. So, whenever these campaigns end, Angmar and Gondor, after Khazad-dûm, of course, they'll be replaced with 2 videos of each of Rune and Bree. And boy, do I have a lot to talk about with Bree. I'm looking forward to that and hearing your ideas on our refined state. But anyway, let's change to the game. Welcome to Khazad-dûm. Now, first thing I just want to say before we crack on with this is the first time I think I've ever done the same nation twice in a row in 2 days in forever. I think this is the first time I've ever done it. But I do just want to first of all say that I have spent the entire day looking forward to playing this. I'm really enjoying this Khazad-dûm campaign. But I also think part of that is because we know that we are in the throes of victory and it's just around the corner. And that gives you an impetus to continue to drive on to seek that end, and I think that's where we are. Now, Bree, I apologise once again. There's going to be a lot of mod talk because your feedback on yesterday's video was incredibly good, and I thank you to each and every one of you who submitted an idea. Some of them are actually undoable, as I suggested they might be. Some of them would require way too much work. Some of them were a little too simplistic, as in they didn't really give you anything. They didn't give you anything that was cool enough to merit a whole script for it. But some of them were absolutely spot on. Now they are also being discussed by our beta testing group, and indeed Hummingbird has submitted his idea, and as usual, I agree with his assessment of the situation quite a lot, which I tend to do. We agree on a great many things, which is why the mod has run, in fact, incredibly smoothly. I don't think we've ever had a bust up between myself and Hummingbird, whereas we've had situations in the past where 2 modders have not liked each other. However, both of those modders are no longer here anymore, and so no problem resolved. Allow me to just apologise very briefly that the Duran's Forge Hall and the Axesmiths Guild has an elven statue out the front. Just ignore that. Glide over that. What does Duran's Forge Hall give us? A melee weapon bonus. Yeah, it does the same thing as before, but an experience bonus to troops trained everywhere. That's pretty cool. Satan's pretty cool. I don't think Satan is cool, but I do think that guy is a comedic genius. Righty-ho, so that end turn went swiftly again because they all do. Now look, they're blocking our path, which means that if we attack them, it will call the city's garrison into the battle, and it will mean we don't actually fight in Goblin Town.
We shall engage. A proud victory. Marching now.
If he goes up there as well, he's going to be too high. He's going to be steep up on that cliff. No, it worked. Legit worked. Good. Zagrad. Zagrad. You know what? I am going to control this battle because this is why would I control this battle? Why waste our units here against that? Oh no, I tell you why we should do this, because it will allow us to test if the axe throwers crash the game or not. Because I'd rather know in a small battle like this than the battle for Goblin Town. So we'll find out. Also, this battle is reasonably not very important, so I can drone on about Bree over the top. Now, the ideas for Bree are phenomenal, and paraphrasing what everyone has... Bugger. Look at this map. It's bugged out to high hell. We're going to have to shoot arrows at them and hope. We'll call it a draw. Don't tell me they're going to be up there. Please don't tell me they're going to be up there. Why does the game allow generations like this? Map generation like this? I just don't get it. How can it not know that this is broken? There they are. Should we have a little look at our roster first of all? There's the Khazad-dûm Reclaimers looking sweet. And then we move on to the Guardians of Khazad-dûm. There they are, looking sweet. And the Sons of the Fallen. Phenomenal unit. I love the Sons of the Fallen. They are very, very powerful. Very powerful indeed. There's King's Axes from Erebor. They haven't been upgraded with armor though, so they're what they look like normally. In fact, no one here, I don't think, has armor upgrades. Oh, no, there you go. Look, they do. That is what the Khazad-dûm roster looks like when upgraded. So they go from this with the chainmail to this with the plate mail. And they look sweet. I'm tired of waiting. Alright, everyone bugger off over there. Let's try and shoot arrows at them first. They don't have any ranged units, and we do, so. And of course we want to test them. And they are directly in front of us. Oh, we might be alright then, actually. I think they might be in a position where we can shoot them. We can get them. Just depends, are they going to come down the hill at us? Yes, they are. So. You have been selected to defend this army. The rest of you have not been selected. Please move away. Yeah, they can get down. Oh, brilliant. Alright, Sons of the Fallen then. Where are you guys going? You're going there. Archers then. But the archers, we want to start shooting at them and they're going to charge at us. Why didn't I think more? And here I am saying this battle won't take up much thought process. Okay. Bugging out a bit. Here we go. Let's go and test out what's going to happen. Ah, they don't crash. Brilliant. I didn't think they did because I thought they'd crashed once before and I'd fixed it. Right, well, we might as well move everyone up. Balin and the Sons. Get in there behind. Throw your axes at them, lads. Bring those champions down. Right, so then, now I can talk about Bree. The general consensus on Bree seems to be that going for a choice system would be a very good idea. And it basically, well, the implementation of that is therefore, I'm very, very pro this choice option because we can basically just copy and paste the Dorwinian choice script and change the names. Rewrite the script's messages that come to you, the historic events, and get some new UI for it. So in essence, it'd work really easily. We just cut and paste, or copy and paste what is already in the game and just amend it to work for Bree. And this seems to be the forerunner. Almost every suggestion... Excuse me, sorry. Almost every suggestion had some sort of choice option. Or a choice aspect. And the choice seems to be the two winners, if that's the right word to use. Oh, I've moved them in way too close, and now...
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Let's try and entice them down the middle with Balin. No, run out, run out, run out. I know you're really, really good and you're really, really powerful, but still, some of you will die. And I'd rather Balin died, because he will replenish.
Only half the enemy force remains.
1% so far. Oh, those Halberds are routed. So are the pikemen.
Good tidings.
Only Bolg remains.
General lies dead. We have sent the car to hell.
And he's wavering. Alright, so we've won. So there's this choice, which is the overall... we lost about 10 reclaimers. I bet that's because I ran them away. So the basic ideas of the choice are military versus isolation / mercantile. Or also mercenary. And that's the idea that I have seen that I really like, and I am behind very much. And that is... Oh, is there a warg stuck? Sorry, I keep talking and then stopping. But now Balin is chasing... Oh yeah, look, there's 2 wargs there stuck in the mountain and they're not running away and they're causing the problems. You stop, you stop. Right, so we're finally there. The choice. Dunedain basically under the military system, or mercenaries under the mercantile isolation system. Now what I want the choice to really have, because I personally think that what keeps you coming and what keeps you going in the later stages of the game is more and more and more variety in your units. So the big stages, the things that will keep you entertained into the later stages of the game are new enemies, are a big part of it. So you're fighting new people. And not just new enemies, but also you have more choice. So you've been playing for 150 turns with Breland Militia, and then on the 180th turn, for example, you suddenly get a new unit. That gives you more drive again because you've got more choice. And this is... Oh, there we are. I think we've just won. And this is very much what I would like the Bree choice to be. So with Dorwinion, the choice with Dorwinion, of course, is elves plus military, because you then get better barracks events, better upgrades from your blacksmith. You get the elite units. Or you choose human slash money, so you get a lot more units, but you also get a lot more money. And those are the 2 choices. But what I would rather do with Bree is, rather than one choice has lots of unit choices and then a few like military choices, or lots of unit choices plus money, and one side has a few military elites and better blacksmith.
By your will, sire, we shall engage. Aye, noble sire.
I would rather the choice this time were that both give you quite a few units. Now what I am thinking as well, well, not quite a few units. I don't want to muddy the waters too much and blur the lines between Bree and the Northern Dunedain. I don't want you to be able to play as Bree and that therefore mean you never need to play as the Northern Dunedain. But of course the Northern Dunedain get the Beacon of Hope system, so that's there anyway. But so under the Dunedain system, you'd be presented with this choice at some point. And this is the rough idea of what I've thought in my head after reading all the comments that I've seen everywhere. This is by no means what will happen, but it's just where my mind at the moment is. So you choose militarization. Basically, you accept that the wars of the world have come to Bree. Bree can no longer bury their head in the sand. So they turn to their nearest and greatest ally, the Dunedain, and they request their assistance in exchange for Bree's economic wealth. So they go to the Dunedain and they say, hey, you've got good troops. We've got lots of money. Let's buddy up. Basically. So if you choose the Dunedain... oh, someone else is... Oh, the Breland has got that region. Oh, Orcs, your destiny. Your death is soon to be upon you. But we'll keep sieging that out. Oh, is our unit in Danyacho, isn't it? Yeah.
My king, march!
So
Binding
guys,
the armies.
off you go to Outfood. Which is good. We can attack Isengard now because there's no threat that they're going to be in the next selection. So let's attack them with all we have. Give them all you have! Oh, we got our units with their full armor upgrades. That's cool. And all of these can now be retrained for experience, and none of them will actually retrain with experience because... But we've got a sort of mini army brewing here now, haven't we? Just as Gimli returns home. Gimli, can you be retrained? Oh, you totally can. Excellent. What can you train? No, we don't want your worst units. Very few. Send those over that side.
Onward.
You train them as well. It's experience, isn't it there? But so under the Dunedain system, you'd first and foremost the Dunedain encampment. You'd be able to get a second tier of the Dunedain encampment, and it would give you more Dunedain units. Most likely, the local militia, the militia captains. So the 2 units of local militia, archers and normal militia. The militia captains, who are another archer again, and the militia cavalry, and possibly maybe one of their other sort of later units, like perhaps maybe the wardens would come as well. So you'd get a spattering more of Dunedain units. But additionally, what I was been thinking on this one, and this is where this varies from what most people have suggested, what I would also suggest is that maybe the Dunedain choice also has the elves. Now, I know that the elves move between Bree, they leave Middle-earth, they go through Bree to leave Middle-earth. But if on one hand you've got the military option where Bree is saying, right, we're going to help the free peoples, we're going to fight against the shadow, we're going to step out into the world and assist our fellow free peoples. And I think the elves are more likely to side with the Bree who have said that than they are to side with the Bree who have said what I'm about to say. So under that regime, I would say you'd get the Northern Dunedain in the Dunedain encampment, and you'd get one or two like quite elite units from Linden. So again, kind of following the Darwinian choice without seeming so much like I am just straight up ripping it off.
Aye, sire. Aye, Lord. Aye.
You would get a few. The bulk of your army would be. You would get a load of Dunedain to assist you, but you then also get one or two elite elves. Now the elves would be heavily restricted, so the Dunedain you'd still get in all the locations where you can build the Dunedain encampment, making them reasonably well available, although still quite restricted. But the elves would only be available in Bree. So in the capital city of Bree, you'd get a couple of these elves, and they'd be good elves, like not Elder Rinway, of course, but you'd get some solid elves. But I'm also thinking under this system, although I do think Gildor Inglorian is already a general. I'm pretty sure Linden have Gildor as a general, but I'd be very tempted to, if you choose that option, an elven general with a really good unit. So the Misty Mountains have just been defeated. So an elven general would join you as Bree. So you'd get an elven general, you get a couple of units of elite elves, and you'd get Dunedain in the Dunedain encampment slots. But that's not it. You would also then get another blacksmith building, and the fourth level of the Bree blacksmith building would be an Arnorian blacksmith. And Hummingbird, using his skill, would create visual upgrades for all three of the watchmen, possibly the gatekeepers. No, in fact, I'd ask for the gatekeepers. So the three watchmen, the gatekeepers, and the militia, all of those would get Arnorian-themed upgrades. Possibly the hobbits as well. Depends how much Hummingbird wants to go into it. So they'd be armor upgrades. So you get this better blacksmith. It'd be available everywhere. It wouldn't be restricted to just Bree. You get this better blacksmith, and you upgrade your troops to then look Arnorian as well. So under this pattern, you get better military overall. You get Dunedain, you get elves, but there would be a monetary hit. So unlike Darwinian, where choosing the elves just gives you military and there are no negatives, this time you would lose money. We would reduce your king's purse, and we would more than likely work out some other ways of reducing Bree's money. So it's basically saying we as Bree are going to finance the Dunedain to assist in their war against the free peoples. So we're going to basically be good. We're going to be moral. Now, brief break. If you're wondering what's just happened, the Misty Mountains faction leader has just been killed, and there is no heir, and their nation has been destroyed. So, technically speaking, we've just won this campaign under the requirements we said we wanted. Well, once we take Goblin Town, which now won't be hard because it's now just got a rebel garrison. So we might as well get on with that, might we? You don't actually need siege equipment in Goblin Town. There aren't any doors. So Khazad-dûm this will be the final episode, whatever happens. We'll take Goblin Town. I'll probably still do it about 40 minutes long or so, maybe. But this has given us a nice little farewell to Khazad-dûm in 2 episodes. So that's why they've just defeated. Right, and so then the alternative option, and this is where I really want this to be juicy. The alternative option is your isolation / mercenary / mercantile. So the Breelanders are basically coming out to the Dunedain and saying, we're not going to get involved with, we're not going to send our troops to these front lines that you keep talking about. We're going to defend our borders, and if we need to go outside of that, we're going to pay for other people to die for us. Because we're not going to do it. Essentially, as many people have pointed out, they're going to act as an Italian city-state. So under this system, I'm tempted to remove the Dunedain altogether. So under this option, the Dunedain encampment would go, and your Dunedain units would, I'd probably, because I know that it's possible, but I'm not sure how possible. I have to speak with Racer, but I'd be in favour of removing the encampment altogether and killing any Dunedain units you currently have. And therefore not really killing them, but removing them. So they return to the Northern Dunedain, they leave your service altogether. But what you would get under this system, which I think is very cool, is you would get a building like the inn, or it probably would be the inn, so the culture upgrade building. I'd lock off the second tier of it, or the final tier of it, so that that's after the barracks event, if it isn't already locked. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, we can come in from like 4 different ways, actually, can't we? So I'd lock off the cultural building into at least one building after the barracks event, one before. And before the barracks event, you would be able to train the mercenary units that are available in Eriador. So the mercenary units that you can get there, which are, I think, bandits, possibly that elven merc unit. There's some Ruidauer units that are mercs. So you'd get mercenaries. You're paying for mercenaries. And the inn, I'm undecided as to whether or not it should be the inn or the stone roads, the paved roads that gives these units. We're going to send our elites in this way. And Barlin, you go with them. Our archers and those defensive units there. Oh, and the First Legion. You go with the archers. And therefore the rest of you come with me onto the other side. Oh, there is no other side. Oh, there are 3 ways. There are 3 ways, and we can't go around what is essentially the back. Right, so we're going in here then with these guys.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
No! I forgot about the reinforcements. No! Good job we put the elites on that side, isn't it? All right, you have one task: survive. How dangerous is what's coming in? Oh, not really at all. Right, then the rest of you, plough on to the heart of Goblin Town. First of all, we need to get to here, so get to there. Should we send some of you around this way? Yeah, I think we probably should. And the archers. Properly flank around, come out of group, go there. Alright, we're all underway. Right, so you'd get this isolation system. So you build the inn, as again subject to approval. You build the inn and you can train the mercenaries from that region, no matter who they are. This side as well would give you more money, so you would actively get more money because you're building on Bree being, I'm saying Dorwinian, you're building on Bree being a merchant hub. Bree would become a merchant hub, you get more money. So the other way, you'd get less money. We would actually reduce the amount of money you're getting, and this way you'd get more money. But then the final side of this way is the inclusion of the dwarves. And this is what I was talking about with the elves. The elves are way more likely to fight for Bree, which is why I think I'm probably not going to add the elven mercenary in any, even if you choose this way. So I think the elves are more likely to stay in Middle-earth and fight for Bree if Bree have decided they're going to help Middle-earth and they're going to attack Sauron and his allies. I don't think the elves would stay for money. Of all the races in Middle-earth, the elves are the ones who care the least about wealth. They like precious things, but they don't particularly care about having money. They just like having beautiful things. What are they doing as well? And how is that unit just scaling the wall over there? I mean, so I don't think the elves would stay and fight for money, but I think the dwarves would. I think the dwarves are less likely to assist Bree if Bree said, hey, you come through here often. We're going to go out and we're going to try and help our brothers in Gondor and Rohan, and we're going to fight against Sauron, and we need your help. I think the dwarves would be like, no, pish to you. We don't give a crap. Like, you go and die. We'll stay in our mountain and worry about him if he comes. And so I think the dwarves are way more likely if the Breelanders said, hey,
true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
We would like to give you a lot of money, and all you need to do is send a couple of units our way every now and then. I think the dwarves would then be like, yes, we are on board. Like, you've got dwarven assistance. So under the mercenary one, you would get this first tier of the mercenary building, which would give you the mercenaries from Eriador. You would get more money as a nation. Your relations with the Northern Dunedain would plummet. You'd lose the encampment. You'd lose any Dunedain units currently in your employ. But from Bree, so a counter to the elves of the other option, in Bree itself, you would get a spattering of dwarven units. Now, they wouldn't be amazing. We're not going to give you like the best. Again, it's not going to be Elder Rinway and Sons of the Fallen under the 2 choices. But you'd get some really good units in Bree, and they'd be dwarven. So it'd build on that dwarven aspect. Now, there's another aspect to this, though, which I'm currently undecided on, but I like the idea so much because the variety is unreal, and that is to include after the barracks event, this inn building would then allow you to train mercenaries from the entire world. Now, these wouldn't include faction specific, so Losarnak mercenaries, Athelian mercenaries, Penethgelen cavalry mercenaries, the Elven mercenaries from Mirkwood. It wouldn't include those because they're not mercenaries in the truest sense. They are soldiers of Gondor who are fighting. Oh, there's the First Legion getting involved. They are soldiers of Gondor who are fighting for the free peoples who want to enlist them. They're not actual mercenaries. So it would be the real mercenaries. So you'd get Rovanian mercenaries, the Privateer Cavalry and Privateer Axemen. You'd get Horondor mercenaries, the unit that is actually called Horondor mercenaries. He's kind of moving out to hit us, but kind of not. They've also, like, these rebels have gone really peculiarly. Balin taking down some wargs. Guardians of Khazad-dûm hammering into the heavy goblin infantry. And there's the Sons of the Fallen forming their battle line. Nothing will get through them. And our Oricani nobles now running in to assist Balin there. Over on this side, though, we've got a bit of a cluster. Bit of a clustery situation. Right, so archers, I've changed my mind. You guys are running over here. Turn and face! Turn and face, dwarves! The wargs come from behind! Stragglers at the back. Oh, they're the only unit that are coming, though. Look at the pikemen. Good lord, it's like the Spartans in the 300 movie.
Good tidings.
They're literally just cutting through the orcs.
Set the cart to hell.
Oh, they're so powerful. This is why this unit is one of the best pike units in the game. And look at their cool pikes as well. Hummingbird, you clever bastard. You've scaled down the halberd or the axe of Erebor, haven't you, and made it look like a pike. Right, they are routing soon enough. This will be won soon enough. Get some throws in. So, to finish our topic on Bree, or what I'm coming to the ideas of with Bree, a bare bones description of your choices. You either choose the Dunedain and you get less money, you get a reasonable amount of Dunedain reinforcements, and you get armor upgrades, visual Arnorian armor upgrades for most of the Breeland army, again linking in over to Arnor. And you'd get a couple of really good elves, possibly just the 2 Noriterno units, maybe something a little better like the Tolkus Faithful, or something like that. And I'd try and get a couple from Linden and a couple from Imladris. So you'd get a couple of each to show that the elves are going to stand and fight with you. So you'd get quite a lot of unit choice, but it'd be restricted to Bree and it'd be restricted to where the Dunedain locations are, and you'd get less money. There's also an idea from Hummingbird which I really like, which is that in Mengelen you would get the Steel Bowman. So if you've restored the crypts in Cardolan, you would then get Steel Bowman as a reward for that, if you choose the Dunedain path. Right, you guys go in. Actually, these guys have got this. Oh, you're going in. Yeah, so you guys go over there. You all get in there.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
So that's the Dunedain / Arnorian / Elven choice, or essentially the Arnorian military choice.
Our men are
and then the alternative is to gain
like this, we will smash
is to go down the mercenary route. You'd get mercenaries. This route you'd have units more readily available as well. So you'd get mercenaries that you could train in certain regions. And I think I would probably restrict that. So this inn building, I would probably restrict where you could build the inn building everywhere, but I would restrict which regions you train the mercenaries out of. And it would be like key regions. So like Bree, Tharbad, the capitals of Enedwyth and Dunland, like Northern Dunedain capital, Fornost and Numenas, Michael Delving. Like it'd be key locations around the world. So it wouldn't be everywhere, but it'd be key locations. So you get the mercenaries first and foremost in Eriador, and then after the barracks event you would get, I'll talk about that in a moment, and then later on you would get mercenaries from the entire map. that have come to Bree because they've heard of how much money Bree is willing to splash on defense of its lands. What's happening? Oh, you actually are up on the hill, you bloody idiots. Gentlemen, we press for the square. I'm so pleased we got to see those First Legion, because they are so cool. And also under the mercenary system, you just get more money. So the inn building that you've then built, which gives you culture increases, would now also give an income bonus to reflect how much the mercenary aspect of Bree has surged. And you would get dwarven influence. So you'd get 1 or 2 dwarven units. Now, I did worry about this, though, because if anyone was more likely to sell their expertise to you rather than their military arms, it's the dwarves. If you were to upgrade your visual, like your blacksmith tier, and get visual upgrades, it'd be way more likely that the dwarves would do this than it would be that the Dunedain would do it. But I'm willing to just write that off as one of those things whereby we just accept it, that the dwarven option does not give a blacksmith upgrade and the Arnorian option does. Right, they're all moving into position. Reclaimer's moving in. Who is actually shooting us over here? Oh, but they're getting shot by us. Oh, we can make them shoot even better as well, can't we? Come and properly give them what for. Who are you guys still fighting against? Oh, 44 snagger skirmishers. I didn't realise this map was this bugged. Oh, there's the rest of the battalion. Fighting some orc looters. What is the stats? 2% plays 60. Oh, dwarves, you're so powerful. Now, the other thing that I was going to talk about, and again, all of this, I'm welcome to feedback and honing of the idea. I am heavily taken by what Hummingbird will then further suggest as well. But the only other thing I would suggest is that I'd want this whole choice thing to come about after the barracks event anyway. So you would get Bree lands pre-barracks event units as you normally do. Then the barracks event would trigger and you'd get your watchmen units, because I don't want to take away from the 4 units you do get after the barracks event. So you'd get your watchmen units, you'd get your gatekeepers, and then it's decided that Bree needs to now face this decision. So the decision would likely come around turn 100 or something like that, and then it would be, do we go for this? So then that would then make the decision have 2 tiers. So when you say, yes, we are going to go mercenary, for example, then you'll get, that's why I think we'll need to make a new building. So that the tier 1 of the building is only available once you've decided you're going to join the mercs. And then tier 2 is available directly after that. So you just have 2 tiers of a new building to recruit, which at least restricts you by, say, 10 more turns for to factor in the recruitment, the construction of the building. Right. The enemy is sitting atop their hill, just begging to be shot at. So if we get all of you to come off of this mode for now, just run you a bit closer. You guys go in there and get them to run away, or just kill them. Because they're right in the way.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Now, we don't want to send the pikes against the trolls. They're actually, as I always go on about, the trolls will actually do damage to those pikemen.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Ah, that was their captain, the ranged orc looters. Oh dear.
The enemy general has...
Oh no, hold on. He was the defender, the captain of the...
abandons his men.
Yeah, the city's defenders. The general that died earlier was the reinforcements general. Alright, and what I want here is... Everyone's in position, correct? Oh, we're not actually in that good a position because of the hill. Right, now you knock as well, then hopefully I've timed that right. You'll go about the same time. Oh, they're not just widening out. Surely they're actually going to do something. You've still got some axes left as well. So now we're just going to shoot them to death. As many as those trolls can die before we do it.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
So that's where we are with Bree. So thank you very much to all of you for your suggestions. I like so many of them. Well, most of them basically follow this path. I mean, I know I set the foundations for this path in the video yesterday anyway, but I do think it's the best way. So Bree, and because Bree and Dorwinion are actually both wealthy nations. Dorwinion are an actual nation where we've tried to make money an aspect of their gameplay. And Bree just happened to be very, very wealthy anyway, and they kind of naturally considered one of the kind of merchant factions, owing to the fact that all we really know about Bree is that it sits at the crossroads of these two ancient roads, and it has a thriving traveller like community. So we sort of assume from that it's a merchanty kind of nation. So for Bree and Dorwinion to have then scripts that are reasonably similar, I quite like. It adds a kind of I don't know, a kind of I don't want to say uniformity, but there's a link there between the two merchant nations. And it would also mean that Bree's campaign would then, you could play it twice and it would be different both times because you've got two choices. And it then gives Bree that much needed variety at the end without just basically me saying like, oh, if you conquer this nation, you get their troops. Because that's all the Umbar one is. The Umbar one is literally just, if you conquer them, you then train their units. And the Northern Dunedain one is actually identical, but we're not suggesting you conquer them, we're suggesting you liberate them. Whereas you can conquer them. That's the problem with the Northern Dunedain script that many of you may not realise. But if you actually just attack Rohan, you can then train Rohan units because there's no restriction on you not being allied with that nation. So the Umbar script, or the Umbar feature, is actually almost identical. Excuse me, sorry. To the Northern Dunedain feature. Right, I'm sending in the armor piercing. The dwarves close in. Men of the Oricani. They're not men. Well, they are males of the Oricani. Dwarves of the Oricani. Look at the Khazad-dûm reclaimers. Their two-handed axes. Surging up the hill. It's time. On Habab. Oh, we've used it already.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
How long does the troll survive? Oh, they're still firing. And the enemy is sandwiched between us. There are still quite a few cave trolls actually left alive. But I'm really pleased with these Bree ideas then. Because on the one hand you get the cool Dunedain influence, and the one thing that really draws me in with the Dunedain side, and I'm so pleased Hummingbird suggested it. And it's the only place I think I read that. No, a couple of others did suggest it as well. But if I was playing, and when I do play as Bree, I would probably choose Dunedain purely to see the Dunedain Arnor upgrades for the Breeland units. Like thinking of Watchmen units with the white tree on their tabard instead of their green like flower is so cool to me. But then equally, I'd also love to play as the mercenaries because you'd get units that you would never normally get. You'd get units that almost no one ever plays with. The Ravanian mercenaries, the Ruadau mercenaries, the Privateer Cavalry and Axemen. Herondor mercenaries, like you just get some really cool units that are nowhere else really in the game. Like, how many of you really actually train mercenaries? Like, no one really ever does. The only times I tend to train mercenaries are if I am that nation and the mercenary unit is of my same nation. So Gondor. In Gondor, you get Ithilians, you get Losanak, you get Pinnithgelin, and you get Gondor Levy Guardsmen. But all of those units are available to Gondor anyway, so it doesn't feel like you're recruiting mercenaries. It's the same in Dunland. You can train Dunlending mercenaries. But again, it doesn't really feel like mercenaries because you are Dunland. But so Bree would be able to get all of these various units. Now, when I said that you wouldn't get faction-specific ones, I kind of only really meant the Gondor ones. So you wouldn't get the 4 units of Gondor that are mercenaries, and you wouldn't get the Haradrim mercenaries. But you would get the Dunland ones, because Dunland isn't really a unified kind of nation, and because of that link between Bree and Dunland, you'd get them. And if there are Enid White mercenaries, you'd get those. Of course, you already get the Saraline mercenaries as Bree. Another feature of the Dunedain side that I'm toying with, but it depends how easily it is to script it in, is to allow, if you choose the Dunedain, to then say that Bree can upgrade the Bridge of Tharbad and get the Tharbad pikes as well. So if you choose Dunedain, you get that option as well, which I think would be reasonably cool. So I'm trying to make it... I love variety, and I'm happy to throw an inordinate amount of units at it to really add variety. But of course, we don't want to, as I say, we don't want to muddy the waters at all. We don't want to make it just so that if you play as Bree, you can basically then just play as the Dunedain. But you'd get at least some cool units. Now, what's happened? Oh, we've got control of the square, so it doesn't actually matter, does it? We've won now, by the way. We just won this. The only unit you then did not get to see, if we do end this here and now. Oh, there he goes. He was there.
Let the crows have his miserable bones, and let our swords have his men.
He was the last unit. Oh, no. We are going to have to go for the countdown because there are 2 units trapped, I believe, on top of the mountain. Yes, the skirmishers that we didn't deal with earlier. All right, let's speed that up. So, I think this will probably end this episode and this campaign. So, at the end, we've seen the Misty Mountains die. We've taken the capital. Oh, no, because we've got our army about 110. We lost 110. We've got our army about to attack Alkford. So I'll make this will probably therefore be an hour long then again. I apologise for that. And we'll make the Alkford battle the final battle. Just as Goblin Town goes down. And all the rebels just die.
Glory and honour.
Kill them all.
Of lands and glory.
Now we get a bank. And here we are then. The final battle against Nagthak the Fat. He looks very fat. He looks malnourished. They've got guards of the Orthanc, sentries of the Orthanc, which is cool. 2 units of half orc and quite a few. Oh, and trolls of the White Hand. Oh wow, well, this will be a fun battle then. And we've got a pathetic army. We might not even win this. Tilly the Kind, you take the dwarves into battle to be. You get to see the catapult now as well, so that's all good. I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into these changes for Bree. Really looking forward to it. It's some modding I'm keen to get underway with. But as I say, it will be a couple of weeks before Bree or Rune even kick off. Because this being the last Khazad-dûm campaigns, that means that next week you'll get 2 Angmar and 2 Gondor videos. And, oh look, welcome to a Wildmen. Is this a large town or a city? It doesn't look like this anymore in the new version. The new model looks really sweet. Although this map is actually quite cool. It is just a Wildmen town. Although it's gone all black. And that's not intended, but I wonder if that's a side effect of... No, it can't be, surely. But all the blackening makes it look a little bit more Isengard-y than it would have been. Right, so we're here to show you as well Grape Shot and Mortar Shot. Oh, and also just there's a Dwarven Catapult. They look different, which is cool. So don't fire at will. Oh, you can't anyway. Have we got any archers? Yeah, we got some. Humans. Humans! The Vindiluvian people despise humans. They are the vermin of the universe. Is that not right, Bindi Badgie? So those are the Dunlending mercenaries that I'm talking about. Oh, we missed one off. Now, the only thing... Oh, no, yes, we totally can, because... No, mercenaries costing... Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think of maybe making it so that if you choose the mercenary line, the mercenaries themselves are quite expensive. But it's not possible to edit costs on a per-nation basis. Right, so... Dwarven Catapult. First of all, your standard shot. There we'll roll back. They load up with a stone and they fire. They're also, I believe, slightly more accurate than normal catapults, the dwarven one. Right, so that's the dwarven catapult. Oh, look, there's some Urukai crossbows down there. Now we stop them. Turn on. Now, the only thing is this doesn't actually tell you what they do. So there's fire ammo. And then there's the grape shot one does say grape shot. So fire ammo is actually the mortar shot. And to show you the mortar shot, there's the Urukai crossbows. The mortar shot is actually really powerful. That mangonel shot that you saw, or the flame wrangler, we need to start calling it the flame wrangler. That flame wrangler shot that you saw in the Breeland overview at the very end, where it killed loads. The mortar shot is almost as powerful as that. It can kill that many with one hit. But there you go, the mortars go up into the sky and you lose sight of them for some considerable time. And then they come crashing down. Oh, because they're up on the wall. It's trying to shoot the wall. Let's see if we can get it to shoot at those instead. Oh, one shot went away. Go on, go on. Where's it going to land? Ah, but it missed. How's the gate coming along? Can't see. Need to get the... Alright, let's move the archers up as fodder. And move the catapult up so we can get a proper range in. Go on, off you go. What are you doing, you weirdos? The Flame Wrangler, by the way, you might think that name is a bit silly, but the orcs and goblins, despite being these like evil geniuses when it comes to death machines, they are actually still quite simplistic in their nature. And I personally think that they would give it a really silly, stupid name like Flame Wrangler, because they're just not really sure what to name it, really. And I think a childlike mind might go for something like Flame Wrangler when considering a death machine that literally just sets people on fire. Now, I think that's a reasonably apt name. Right, these mortar shots hopefully will be pretty good. I mean, I would love it to land right there. No, you missed. And the second one? Oh, there you go. You get an idea of its range. Do you see that death circle? Right, and then I'll show you the grape shot and then we'll turn back, because grape shot is very deadly. This is easily one of the catapult's most deadly abilities. But unfortunately, because they're up on the wall, it's not going to do too much. And it might kill a lot of our archers, but it's right, they're only humans.
Ready the catapult.
So they load up with a shot, and then when they fire, it's like shotgun pellets. And it is unbelievably destructive, trust me. Right, hit those guards with the ore thing then. How are we coming along with the gate? 87%. And what's your ammo? Oh, you're almost out. We're going to have to stop shooting in a moment just so that we can actually bring the gate down. Go and see the mortars again. So the mortar's benefit is in situations exactly like this, where it's very, very good against units in a town. Oh, and the death toll is catastrophic. You must contact me. Right, hit that gate then. Let's get it open. Oh, one shot, you legends. Now, keep pounding away in there. Go on, give me another good one. Oh, one of the catapults got set on fire. Hit the cavalry. Might as well move one up. Oh, excellent. So much more destructive than it used to be because of a bug that I fixed. Where's your next shot going to go? Oh, why can't we get it to hit that? Come on, a couple more shots. A nice... No, you've gone wide with that one. One good one. Just give me one good one. Ah, but you get... you get various different... I didn't know that. Go on. Right through the gate. I wonder how well that actually did. Not very. It's all hitting the... Alright, we've got to push through or we're not going to win. Pikes versus pikes. Ah, dwarves, it's time to show your mettle. When you break through that gate, you will face the greatest pikes on the face of Middle-earth, or so some say. And it is up to you to show them the dwarven strength trumps all. Pikes, prepare. Oh, the other catapult set on fire. It's over. Might as well just run everyone in now. Give them all you have. Our pikes are gliding in and hitting their pikemen in the flanks. Why are they letting us flank them?
The battle is very much in our favour. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
A sea of dwarven heads just emerges through the gate. Press on, boys. This is what you've all unfortunately missed by about 30 votes. And you've missed the upgraded armor of the Uruk Bane Guard, or the Half-Orc Bane Guard, as they go up to wear the famous Isengard armor. There's the sentries, the guards of the Orthanc, sorry. The sentries, I don't know where they are. They must be on the wall somewhere. Over here, maybe? Oh, the trolls are on the wall, which is interesting. Yeah, there's the sentries. Men of Dunland. Chainmail with a white hand on the breast. There's the trolls with the white hand. They're just trolls with Isengard armor. That's a formidable defense they've got on that wall, which is totally useless. Oh, we should have attacked. Oh, why didn't I just look around? All we needed to do was damage that wall, and everyone standing on top of it dies. I feel stupid. Now it's just going to be a slog to the finish. But
we have captured the enemy's walls.
Just press in, go on. There we go. Dwarves and humans alike. Stand and defend. Now, I say that what I've said about Bree is not set in stone, but unless Hummingbird has, like, major objections, and I imagine he'll probably tweak one or two unit ideas that I've said that Bree might get, but pretty much what I've just said is probably going to be what you're going to get. The decision-making process has always very much been we pose an idea to either the public as a whole or just the beta testers, and if there's no real suggestion, which there hasn't been here, no one has said no to any of these, they all think they're a good idea, then we just go ahead and do it. So I can tell you that probably is going to be what Bree are going to get. You are probably going to get a bastardized version of the Dorwinian script, and your choices will be: do you choose mercenaries and merchants and dwarves, or do you choose Dunedain, armor and elves? But of course, it won't be overboard. It won't be like you'd be able to make an army of Dunedain or an army of elves. It would very much be the Breeland would be the core of your army, and you'd be led by one or two Dunedain and elven units. The same under the mercenary system. The Breeland army would still be your main army, but you'd just be led by one or two mercenary units and dwarves. There will, of course, be refining done to this, but the core premise of the notion is now ensconced. I think this is going to be the most even matchup we've ever had. The Half-Orc Bane Guard are armor-piercing, and they're going to do a lot of damage to our heavily armoured army. Additionally to that, if the trolls ever come and get involved, they will do so much damage. And why they're not currently fighting us, I don't know. Crossbows are also armor-piercing, and they're shooting into this big pile of death we have in the middle here, and they're probably thoroughly thanking me for standing everyone in the same place. We have got pikes, so we are slowly pushing. But well, to be honest, obviously, because this campaign is now not only is this campaign won.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Essentially won. Obviously, we've not actually met our requirements, but not only is this campaign essentially won, but under the new requirements we have now instated, we have actually won. Of course, the only condition left that we have now not fulfilled is to take the remaining. What would it be after we take this region? We need 30, we have 14. It'd be 15 more regions. We'd need 15 regions. And that would be 3 from the Misty Mountains, probably. The 3 more from Isengard, that's about 6. And then maybe we'd have to attack Enedwyth and take theirs. But as I say, I'm not keen on doing that, because in the Bree campaign, you will see us fighting Enedwyth, Dunland, Angmar, and probably Isengard. Those will be the 4 main enemies. Well, Misty Mountains possibly instead of Isengard. They do look cool. I can see why people like Isengard. And I think it's because Isengard have a very recognisable armour type, just like Gondor. Gondor and Isengard had really recognisable armour. Whereas the Orcs of Mordor were just kind of a blob, a mass of just black nothingness. Like, you couldn't really make out their armour types, their armour style. They were just black cloth, black clothes, black armour. So they just looked like masses of black running around the map. Whereas Isengard had this clear, defined armour that everyone thinks is very cool, and you can reenact the movie, essentially, in this game. And the same with Gondor, they have that same noticeable, recognisable armour. And I think that's why people like them. Because Isengard and Gondor are easily the 2 most popular campaigns, even in DaC, with all of our added factions. I say even in DaC, I mean, that's not a caveat, really. DaC is... The nations that have been added in DaC are really niche. So... Just to add a further message about this, we will not win this. We've already lost 50% of our army. They've only lost 30. The trolls, sentries, and the unit of infantry up here are still not involved yet. Oh, they're crossbows that have run out of arrows. So, and we've got units routing now already as well. So, the last dwarven hurrah is going to end in defeat. But then I did only want to do this just to show you the catapult.
Our force remains.
I would have sieged this town. I wouldn't have attacked straight away when I saw what they had. Oh, the trolls are finally coming. Just as our archers arrive, they're going to get massacred by... No matter what comes through that gate, you will stand your ground. No, yeah, we're out. Sorry, had enough of that. They're immediately routing. Oh, this unit's standing ground. How long are you going to go for? Oh! About 10 of you have just been thrown in the air. Oh, it's savage. It's... Oh, my word, what's happening? There's an earthquake. Good lord. It's just the screams of the dying men. The Fort Town men are only here because we paid for them to come. They're dying for money. And dying, they are. They are routing. All of those are routing now. Now, of course... Ah, even the dwarves are routing. Oh, this is a sad day. Tilly? Actually, no. Save the lives we have. Get your men out. The first defeat is also the final battle. How almost poetic. Look at the trolls in ×6. They run around. Eager little beavers, aren't they? Why does it not... Oh, because they have to get out first. It's deciding how many people are going to survive. Now, of course, were we to continue this campaign, we would come back with the army from Erebor and we would laugh off the army defending Alkford. But I can see why Ennard Wyeth never took it back, because they have no hope, absolutely no hope against this army without a human controlling them. Because their strength in the late game comes from their armor-piercing javelins and using those armor-piercing javelins as to the best of your ability. And who stood? Oh, why are you? Oh, so and no wonder Ennard Wyeth did take Alkford. They can't hope to beat this. Look at them! They're even now running around the walls, jeering at us. Mocking us as we flee.
Are becoming tired.
When they actually break us over.
In the course of battle, but defeat seems almost certain.
Ah, no, we just got to wait for them to cross the border. We sent in the humans and they've let us down.
Crushed us today.
Crushing defeat. Oh my god. That's like the kind of victory we get as the dwarves, but the other way round. I've never seen such terrible stats. 114 kills, of course, of dwarven sentries. The catapult managed to get 87 of the buggers. Well, there you go. The first dwarven defeat and the end of the episode and the end of the campaign. Now, I have thoroughly enjoyed the Khazad-dûm campaign. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. And I hope you'll stick with us as we now double up on Gondor and Angmar videos, as they are arguably the two most popular anyway. And stick with us as we double up on those, and then of course in a few weeks time, I probably imagine maybe 2 weeks, Bree and Rune will come to the fore, and you'll get version 2 Bree and version 2 Rune, and you'll get some sweet little changes that you'll see here and there. Also, I just want to say that if when I play as Rune, I'm not just going to take on Erebor, Dale, or Winion, because as people have said, Rune's an easy campaign. I will fight everyone. We'll play Rune as we played Umbar. We will attack everyone. And we'll use our overwhelming power to bring down the world. So you'll get at least that. But a quick toggle fog of war then as we end the campaign. Dol Amroth are actually doing very well and are holding remarkably well, given that Gondor is defeated, basically. Brethil is all they've got in the east. Dol Amroth's trying to actually reclaim some of their lands. In the west, though, Gondor's not actually doing too badly, so it depends how long Dol Amroth can hold, protecting Gondor. So Mordor are doing quite well, but also Rohan are now getting involved against Mordor as their enemies are now dying off because they've killed, they've substantially hammered Isengard. So it wouldn't have been long before Isengard fell, and we wouldn't have even been able to get most of their provinces. We, of course, have done quite well, taking down Dun, yada, 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 yada. Enedwaith and Bree are just sitting doing nothing. So in the west, no one's really doing out, except Ered Luin are still fighting Angmar, who are giving it a good showing. You know, they really aren't going down easily. Oh, look at that! We took Goblin, Bree took Dol Bryn. I wonder which one fell next then, because Framsburg and Gundabad were held. Oh, of course. So Dol Bryn fell, which maybe killed the faction heir, and then Framsburg fell, which must have killed the faction leader, and then Goblin Town and Gundabad did not have a general, so the nation is defeated. So the dwarves are doing all right and have no enemies in the west anymore, which means they may well now focus more on Rune. So Rune might not be in the bag for them. Dol Guldur have actually been... Their nation has been split by Dale, of all people. I thought Dale were out, and here they are expanding into Ravanian and Madmen. The Vale was heavily beaten back. In fact, I think the Vale is dead, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the Vale have been defeated, and the Woodland Realm are taking up the mantle of the protectors of the Vale. Oh, Dol Guldur is probably who we would have taken our remaining provinces off of. So that's the campaign in a nutshell. Harad have been beaten by Dol Amroth, but Umbar are now involved, and that will really mean difficulty for Dol Amroth. But of course, Harad are attacking everyone like idiots. Rune and Khand are at war, and Khand are at war with Harad, who are allied to Umbar, right? So Umbar and Harad are allied, but they're both at war with Khand, who are also at war with with Rune. Fascinating game this one has been. Fascinating. But that concludes it. So another hour-long episode and the end of the Khazad-dûm. I hope you like the changes that we've then sort of hammered together for Bree. So the Bree campaign will be very, very exciting with new features. And I probably will choose the Dunedain path, I must confess, because I really want to see what Hummingbird can come up with these changes, militia changes, armour changes. But until we speak again, dear friends, this is Archaea Galadirthan signing off for the Khazad-dûm for the final time. So Navar Naden Penabad Melonin. And farewell.